Hi everyone, welcome to 2025. My name is Donald. Welcome to my YouTube channel. Alright, so my first video, I want to talk about 5 things I learned in 2024 and I'm taking into 2025. But before I get into it, please subscribe to my channel, okay? Just give me 5 videos. 5 videos. If after 5 videos you feel like, Charlie, this guy, I'm not really feeling his vibe, all of that stuff, then yes, you can walk away, you can unsubscribe, all of that stuff, and trust me, I won't complain, okay? Alright, let's get into it now. Okay, so lesson number 1, nobody cares. Get to work, okay? I know that it sounds kind of harsh, but that's the reality of the situation, okay? If you're going through something really, tough and traumatic, as much as possible, we would hope that people would stick around for the ride while we go through, all the difficult things that we are going through in dealing with said trauma or said difficult, situation. But the reality is, other people's lives don't stop just because ours did. You understand? If you're going through something difficult, you have to understand that people are going to have to also move on with their lives. It's not as if they don't care about you. It's not as if, they care any less than they did previously, all of that stuff. The reality is, yes, they will try to be there for you, but, their lives, they also have to move on with their lives, and unfortunately, you are going to have to do most of the heavy lifting in getting through whatever situation it is that you're going through. Heading into 2024, I went through a very, very difficult period where I had to make a very difficult decision to walk away from something that I had been building with, someone who was, at the time, my very close friend. I had been building that with them for, almost 7 years, and it was very tough, to walk away from that situation. And it's taken me a very, very long time to even get to this point where I'm able to even consider putting myself out there. You get what I'm saying? It was a very, very difficult situation. And, at that time, there was an expectation that certain people would constantly be there every day, while you are going through that difficult period. And the reality is, yes, they did try to be there and all of that stuff, but at some point, you had to realize that, okay, they still have to move on with their lives. And sometimes, that can also be tough, but, the reality is, look, rock bottom is an opportunity for you to climb up. I learned, it's an opportunity for you to climb up. Now you can choose to, remain grounded, or you can choose to climb up, because at that point, the only way is up. And if you do make the decision to stay grounded, then you have to accept that you are choosing, for nothing to change. Okay, so yeah, that's lesson 1. Lesson number 2, I learned that you have to invest in your personal growth towards becoming self-sufficient. And I mean this for every individual. You understand me? We live in a world where we are constantly arguing online about gender roles and who has to do this, who has to do that. I personally believe that every individual is responsible for their well-being in a holistic way. You understand? You can't be living your life, for example, as a man thinking that you are waiting for a woman to come into your life to do certain things, such as cook for you, such as clean for you. No, you as an individual, I believe that you owe it to yourself, right, to develop certain skills, to be able to be self-sufficient in as many ways as possible. You understand? So that you are not relying on someone to come and fill a void in your life. You understand? So that when we all come to the table, you understand, we are all saying, okay, fine, what is it about your personality, or what is it about you as a person that makes me feel so good about you that I want to be with you? You understand? Rather than, okay, yes, I want to be with you because, yes, I can't cook and you can cook, or it's difficult for me taking care of my personal space, and you come into my life means that you can. You understand? I feel like it's a little bit lazy, and I think these narratives are not the kind of narratives that, for me personally, I would like to encourage. Of course, this is not something I just learned in 2024, but I guess over time. But it be just, for someone who has been living by himself for, a period now, it's become more apparent, year on, day by day, week in, week out, months on end, year in, year out. You understand? So, yeah. All right. So lesson number 3: don't wait for people to validate your worth or empower you. You know, for a very long time in my life, I fell into the trap of waiting for people to tell me I was great. And something that became more apparent to me in the last year especially was that, you know, that particular way or outlook on life is never going to give you the opportunity to reach your best self. You have to be intentional about identifying your strengths and your weaknesses. And when it comes to your strengths, be intentional about empowering them. When it comes to your weaknesses, be intentional about identifying ways in which you can turn or convert those weaknesses into strengths. And even if you can't with some of them, that's cool. But just make sure that, you know, when it comes to your strengths, they are very, very apparent wherever you go. So that when you walk in a room and, you showcase to them that, okay, these are my strengths. It's clear, everybody knows that this is what Donald is bringing to the table. Everybody understands that, okay, on the team, this is what Donald is bringing to the table. So that over time, when you have made your impact, right, everyone knows that when we have Donald on the team, this is what we are getting. Everyone knows that whenever Donald is not on the team or whenever he's not available, then we are losing out on this. That way, you do not need too much for people to value you in a space or in an environment. You understand? But if you're not intentional about these things, then you are leaving it in the hands of other people to determine what your value is to them. You know, and for me, given my experiences, I don't think that that is the way to go. I don't think that that is something that you are going to enjoy living through. Lesson number 4, your journey is yours and yours alone. I know that we've all heard about this in some way, shape or form over the course of our lives, but it really is something that became really more apparent to me, especially in the last year, in the sense that, you know, sometimes you have this idea or you have this vision and then you share it with people and then they have this look on their face like, okay, what's he talking about? I don't really see what he's talking about. I don't understand it. You know, I realize more and more that at the end of the day, difference makers, if you're a difference maker, if you're someone who's looking to make a difference in this world, there's a reason why you will make that difference, because people are not going to see things your way. And the moment you buy into the projections that they make on your ideas or your beliefs or your ways of looking at things, then you are not going to be a difference maker. Because at the end of the day, everybody is going to project what they think, what, you know, their own ideas, their own experiences on yours. You are the only one who can understand your experiences more than anybody else. And so you have to give yourself a chance first before buying into any other narratives that other people might come in, you know, trying to sell to you. That's my belief. I believe that your journey is yours, it is unique to you, and you have to give, you know, yourself the benefit of the doubt before anything else. Alright, so lesson number 5 is very, very, straightforward and simple. You know how every now and then, you know, when you meet up with your friends and, you know, you're catching up and talking, someone will say, oh yeah, those were the good old days. You understand me? The reality is, these are the good old days. Like today, they're here and now. So as much as possible, heading into 2025, one thing I'm really, really looking forward to doing is living in the moment more, right? Savoring every moment with friends, with family, you know, successes, you know, even if it's the most, you know, like people would say, okay, that's small success or that's little success, the little wins, all of that stuff, savor it all, take it all. And at the end of the day, life will always find a way to throw a curveball your way. You understand me? Wow, I rhymed then. Trust me, I was not intentional at all. Yeah, but anyway, like, yeah, you know, life will always find a way to, you know, create an unexpected situation for you at different points in time. So as much as possible, when the good moments come, we have to strive to live in those moments and enjoy them and savor them, okay? Because I'm definitely going to be doing more of that heading into 2025. Okay, so yeah, I wish that you'll be able to do the same too. Thank you so much for watching my first video. If you enjoyed this video, I would really appreciate it if you can like the video and subscribe to my channel for more. Okay, now as much as possible, I also want my videos to be conversation starters. So if there's any other lessons that you learned in 2024 that you are taking into 2025, I would really appreciate it if you can drop it in the comments and let's keep the conversation going. I would also really appreciate if you can follow me on my socials at It's Donaldish pretty much everywhere. And yes, I will see you on the next video, and I wish you a very happy new year.